The first spark didn't feel dangerous, it felt confusing. Chapter 3, The First Spark, New York City. New York has a way of making you feel small and infinite at the same time. The hotel window looks out over a skyline that never sleeps, lights stacked on lights, windows stacked on windows, each one holding a story you'll never know. It's strange, telling this chapter from a place like this, a city built on noise, ambition, and motion, while the memory I'm about to share is quiet, private, and almost invisible from the outside. But maybe that's why it fits. New York is loud enough to hold a quiet truth. This chapter is the one I avoided for years. Not because it's dramatic, it isn't. Not because it's scandalous, it's not. But because it's the moment where something inside me shifted before I had the language to understand it. I was young. Too young to understand boundaries. Too young to understand why certain moments felt both wrong and strangely magnetic. Too young to know that some experiences leave fingerprints on your wiring long before you understand what wiring even is. There were families my mother spent time with, friends, people who drifted in and out of our home, adults dealing with their own storms, kids who were just there. And somewhere in that mix, something happened. Not violent, not cinematic, not the kind of thing that makes headlines. Just enough. Enough to wake something up in me that I didn't know how to name. I remember the room, not the details, not the colors, not the furniture, but the feeling. A stillness, a closeness, a moment where a line blurred in a way I didn't understand, a touch, a look, a proximity that shouldn't have been there. Nothing explosive, nothing dramatic, just confusing. And confusion is powerful when you're young. It becomes a seed. I didn't know what to do with the feelings that moment stirred up. I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't even know if it was something to talk about. So I did what kids do when they don't understand something. I hid it. I tucked it away. I built a little box in my mind and put the moment inside. But the box didn't stay closed. That spark, that early, confusing spark, became attention. Attention became comfort. Comfort became escape. And escape became the pattern that shaped the next 20 years of my life. I didn't know that then. I didn't know that a single moment could become a map. I didn't know that the body remembers things the mind tries to forget. I remember lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, feeling something I couldn't name. A mix of curiosity and shame. A mix of wanting and fearing. A mix of innocence and something that felt older than I was ready for. That's the thing about early experiences. They don't ask for permission. They don't wait until you're ready. They just happen, and then they echo. And the echo followed me. It followed me into adolescence, where curiosity turned into seeking. It followed me into my teenage years, where seeking turned into habit. It followed me into adulthood, where habit turned into hiding. But it all started here, with a spark I didn't understand. I'm not telling this to blame anyone. I'm not telling it to dramatize my past. I'm telling it because it's the truth. And truth, even uncomfortable truth, is the only way forward. When I look back now, I can see how young I was, how alone I felt with feelings that didn't fit my age, how quickly I learned to keep secrets, not because someone told me to, but because I didn't know how to explain what I didn't understand. That's the part that stays with you, not the moment itself, but the silence that follows. Silence becomes a habit, a reflex, a way of surviving, and silence, when repeated long enough, becomes a second language. This chapter isn't about the moment. It's about the meaning I gave it, the way it shaped my understanding of desire, attention, comfort, an escape, the way it taught me to turn inward instead of reaching out. It's the beginning of the private world I would spend decades living inside. A world built on confusion, a world built on secrecy, a world built on a spark that wasn't my fault, but became my responsibility to understand. And that's why I'm telling it now. Not to relive it, not to justify anything, but to trace the thread back to where it started, so I can finally stop pulling on it in the dark. That spark changed everything, and it took me years to understand what it lit. A different room, a different window, a different city each month,